with Nettie's Notes, and today we're talking about the glories of gardening. And so I have my gardening hat, and my gardening gloves, and my spade, and my garden rake. So we're all ready to garden. First of all, I want to mention that you can garden anywhere. When we lived in Wyoming, we had 2 acres of land, and we grew lots of crops and did lots of gardening with our children. When we lived in Las Vegas, Nevada, we only had a few square feet to garden in, but we still had a great gardening experience. There are so many benefits to gardening with kids, and today I'd like to mention 5 of those benefits. Benefit number 1 is teaching children to work. There are great skills that kids learn when they garden. First of all, they learn to wake up early because it's best to get out and weed and work in the garden when it's nice and cool in the morning. It helps them get out of bed in the summer and get something done for the day. They also learn to use tools, hand tools like shovels and rakes and picks. These are tools that kids don't always get to use in their lives every day, but learning to use these tools is a great skill to have. They also learn to use their hands and get dirty. Getting in the dirt has a good feel to it and a good satisfaction, and it's nice to see kids get down in the dirt and work hard. They also learned physical labor. In our world today, kids don't always have to do hard physical labor, but doing hard things is a great skill for children to learn. The second benefit of gardening is teaching children routine. When you grow something, you have to be consistent. You have to get out constantly and weed it and water it and watch over it. We've found that the weeding is the most important when you first plant seeds or crops. Those first few weeks, if you can get out and consistently pull up those new weeds, pretty soon the plants get established and there's not quite as much weeding that needs to be done. But weeding about once a week is great consistency and will teach children routine. The third benefit of gardening is teaching children where our food comes from, what the source actually is. In today's world of fruit snacks and veggie straws, children don't always know that a carrot grows under the ground, a tomato grows on a plant, a pumpkin grows on a vine, watermelon, cantaloupe, squash, beans, those all can grow in the garden and we can pick them and eat them fresh. I'll never forget as a child the first summer that we planted potatoes. And we watched these green plants grow all summer long. And then in the fall, my dad took a shovel out there and dug up that first plant, and suddenly he overturned all these potatoes. We cheered. It was so thrilling to know that those potatoes had been growing under the ground all summer long. Teaching children the source of our food is one of the great benefits of gardening. Benefit number 4, children have an opportunity to nurture. It's good for kids to get out there and nurture something that is dependent on them. Water, weed, care for a plant. They'll learn to love their little crop and watch it grow and produce food. And finally, the 5th benefit is satisfaction and joy. In our world today where there's so much emphasis on entertainment and pleasure, nothing compares to the satisfaction of working hard, of doing something that you may not have wanted to do to begin with, sweat a little, and then seeing the results of your efforts. It's so much fun for kids to go out and harvest the crops that they've planted, to cut up their squash, to eat their tomato, fry up their potato, carve their own pumpkin. When you garden with kids, give them their own plot or their own plant, be consistent, make it fun. Sing, talk, laugh, have a great family time. And now a word from my daughter, who has an opinion about gardening.
When I was little, I remember telling my mom once that I knew there were important lessons to learn in the garden, but I felt like I had learned those lessons at the age of 12 and I shouldn't need to help in the garden anymore. But since then, I've learned a lot of things in the garden. And getting up early on Saturday mornings has taught me the importance of getting up early on other days to get things done and to be productive, and there will be good fruits in the long run.
Remember, there's no way to be a perfect mom. There's no way to grow a perfect garden. But there are a million ways to be a good mom and a million ways to plant a good garden. If you like what you're seeing, please remember to subscribe and share. See you next time.